Here at Veteran Trash Talk, we actually vet our sponsors. We don't just take their money and run like a butter bar lieutenant lost on the land nav course. Are you finally ready to plant your flag and claim your territory? Maybe it's time to use that VA loan to buy a home. Or hell, maybe you're looking to refinance and put some extra cash in your pocket for more questionable life decisions. Either way, the Veterans Mortgage Source, powered by Canopy Mortgage, has your six. Look, buying a home or refinancing can feel like getting overrun on a bad op. Chaotic, confusing, and full of obstacles that make no damn sense. That's where Corey and his team come in. They're like the QRF of home loans, ready to pull you out of the chaos and guide you to the best program for you. And trust me, they'll answer all your questions. Yeah, even the dumb ones. Whether you're a salty vet or fresh out of barracks still trying to figure out where your TA-50 went. Great service, solid rates, and a team that actually understands the military life. That's why all of us here at Veteran Trash Talk trust them to do right by every veteran and their family. Ready to lock it in? Give Corey a call or shoot him a text at 808-699-7874. That's 808-699-7874. Don't wait. Unless you like overpaying and getting treated like an FNG. The Veterans Mortgage Source is powered by Canopy Mortgage, LLC. All loans are subject to credit and property approval.
What's up, Trash Talkers? Listen, it's impossible to fight, okay, if you don't know what you're fighting for. Does that make sense? Like, if you're in the dumps and you're struggling with mental health, things of that nature, it's going to continue tearing you down, all right? Because you're consistently trying to fight something, which is that demon, which is usually something from the past, right? Maybe that why needs to be fighting for your future. Let that be your why. Get the hell up and start fighting for your future. Stop fighting things that happened in the past. Easier said than done, right? Go seek help. It's okay not to be okay. A lot of people need to hear this. You are more of a warrior and a fighter if you stand up and say, hey, this has to stop. I need to go seek help. The stigma, everything has changed. It's okay not to be okay.
And so my honesty cap is dedicated to a little, we'll call it a public service announcement for civilians and other people in the military. There are a few people that you should always take their stories with a grain of salt. Vegans, CrossFitters, and special operations guys that tell you that they were special operations without being prompted. The first thing they say is, yeah, I used to be soft. Right. The only unicorn in that entire group is like a special operations guy that was like a vegan and did CrossFit. That guy's probably going to stay quiet for a little bit longer because he's confused as what he should talk about first. That's the only reason. Right. Anybody that says that they were soft without being prompted or without it being like a normal part of your communications is probably either an enabler or going to tell you a bunch of stuff that's not exactly true.
What's up, Trash Talkers? What's up, Gruntworks Nation? Big Earl. You heard Dave talk. You heard Buddy talk. Now, Buddy's all about, he is a Green Beret and he's Special Forces and yada, yada, yada. But he will not tell you that unless, he really, really likes you and he's made dinner for you. However, what Veteran Trash Talk does is we bring a lot of light to the veteran community, the first responder community. We promote that what we're doing well, all right, whether we're running for office, we started a business, nonprofit, all those things. Veteran Trash Talk is a super clean page. We got Gruntworks if you want to go there and raise a little hell a little bit, but we are here to promote veteran-owned businesses. So the show you are about to watch is a veteran or veterans or a spouse of a veteran or a child of a veteran that's doing great things in the community, and we need your help promoting them and getting them all all the success that they need. All right, guys, enjoy the show.
This is the Veteran Trash Talk Hour, hosted by Nick, Dave, and Buddy. Real warriors making fun of other real warriors. Try to not get triggered.
What's up, Trash Talkers? What is up, Gruntworks Nation? Welcome to Season 4, Episode 7 of the Trash Talk Hour. Special guest today is retired Army First Sergeant Will Marshall, host of Marshall in the Middle. And joining me today are the Big Earl and Buddy. Happy Saturday, y'all.
What up?
Happy Saturday.
Whoop,
Happy
whoop.
Saturday. Yeah, we got a new rivalry going on here. We got a friend of the Veteran Trash
Ran
Talk.
USA?
No, it's against Austin P. It's against your boys, buddy.
What's the board about them? Who they crush? I know they beat Western Kentucky at girls basketball.
Girls basketball. We're talking men's basketball in the ASUN. They're playing in the semifinals at 7:30 Eastern time today against Queens.
Yeah, we be balling.
Yeah,
We
the
balling.
head coach of Queens is a big supporter of VTT, so we got a little bit of a rivalry.
Hey,
Yeah.
you know, then I will allow him to cry himself to sleep on my ample shoulders when the Gubs come to town. Because at the end of the day, go Gubs. You know what I mean?
No,
I got there's a lot of pee in me.
Yeah, there's a lot of Austin P in you.
Yeah, there was a funny story. There was once a shirt that was being sold at Walmart until they pulled it off the shelves, and it was like, "How big is your penis?" And it was like your P, like Austin P.
P-E-A-Y-ness. Yeah, I like that. Like,
That's
the old, what is it? The old milk commercials. I love the D. Like it's like good intent. Vitamin D, but
we missed Good initiative.
Not getting taken that way. The D is getting taken differently.
Good initiative, bad judgment. Yeah.
Monica says hi. What's up, Monica? And then Tom wants to know where the unicorns are. We're getting to it, Tom. All right, we haven't got to the conspiracy yet. Settle down. So the only thing he comes on for is the unicorn.
That's good, Tom. Going to be curious to see what you have to say about this one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, David's mom's watching. Hi, Mom. Yeah, hey, Mom.
Hi, Dave's mom.
Thanks for tuning in.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's get it started. Last week we skipped the conspiracy because we had a little bit of open discussion on the situation in Iran. And then I don't really remember what I picked. I know it's a longer one, and I know it has something to do with pyramids because I picked this one out like 2 weeks ago. So, Chris, go ahead and play the video, and let's see what's going on here.
Sit back and relax.
They do this. So in 2011, Russian cave explorer Arthur Zhemyukov made a wild discovery in the region of North Caucasus in Russia. At the top of the Kara-Hora mountain range, he found something that revealed an unwritten chapter of human history. At first, it just seemed like a deep hole leading into a cave formation inside the mountain. So he decided to check it out himself, and as he went down this narrow vertical opening, he started to notice this wasn't any regular cave shaft. On his descent, he saw massive parallel stone blocks, polished flat and perfectly geometrically aligned with each other. We're talking straight edges, right angles, and intricately chiseled formations that indicated this definitely wasn't natural, it was engineered. Him and his team explored deeper and found out that this shaft was so much beyond our understanding than he ever thought. This is the Kara-Hora shaft, and I don't care what anyone says, someone, like an intelligent being, clearly made this. Inner passageways with perfectly straight, polished walls going down 40 meters into the mountain, leading into a larger chamber with 36-meter high ceilings filled with enormous megalithic slabs fitted together and arranged in perfect alignment with each other, like they were intentionally placed there, with some blocks appearing to be up to 200 tons, and nothing can explain how anyone would have moved these stone megaliths into this narrow shaft. The total distance from the very top of the shaft down to the lowest part of the explored chamber was around 100 meters, about the height of a 25-story building, and there appeared to be more tunnels and chambers below that went even deeper into the mountain, which are still undiscovered. Clearly an artificial construction of a monumental scale, an absolute groundbreaking find by any means. And as per usual, absolutely no historic records of any structure like this documented anywhere in this region. The team even filmed their exploration for a Russian TV documentary, mapping out the shaft to reveal its true detailed architecture, with block arrangements that looked incredibly similar to the ones found in the Grand Gallery of the Great Pyramid of Khufu in Egypt. It also features several tunnels that don't seem to have been designed to be accessed by humans, just like we see in the Egyptian pyramids. No ladders, stairs, or any easily accessible means of traversing many of these passageways. Even small side tunnels that no human can fit through, and oddly enough, the team felt a constant draft of air blowing up into the chamber from deeper underground, suggesting this wasn't built for habitation, but rather some sort of other functional purpose. Possibly a subterranean complex of another larger structure that used to exist on top of the mountain. Perhaps the entire mountain itself was an ancient megastructure, like a pyramid that's been heavily eroded over time. What if it was, dare I say it, an ancient energy power generator, part of a system of global power plants that produced energy for an ancient advanced civilization that lived here tens of thousands of years ago, just like the Giza power plant theory suggests the pyramids of Egypt may have been. Whatever it is, it's clearly something that was built by an intelligent species, undocumented, in an absolute feat of ancient human engineering, or maybe even non-human engineering, just a theory. Above ground, the surrounding area has even more carefully sculpted stones all around it, with what appear to be machine marks all over them. Flat surfaces, straight cuts, and massive stone blocks stacked perfectly together, indicative of man-made production. But our cave explorer Arthur didn't find the shaft by accident. In fact, he was intentionally searching for it. Many ancient legends in the North Caucasus region about sprawling underground cities have been told and passed down for generations. And while researching old World War II documents written by those Germans, there was one particular topic that caught Arthur's attention: the Ahnenerbe, a project initiated by top German commanders with the primary objective of restoring ancient occult practices and powers, who conducted operations around the world to find the most sought-after ancient relics and mystical sites that allegedly held power beyond our understanding. Expeditions for the Ark of the Covenant, the Holy Grail, the mythical underground city of Shambhala, uncovering the secrets of Antarctica. These guys were on a mission. When the Germans launched Operation Edelweiss to capture the oil-rich regions of the North Caucasus in Russia, the mountain ranges were one of the hot spots on their hit list, the assumed home of an ancient advanced civilization who left behind traces of their esoteric knowledge. Among this region was the Kara Mountain, which they actually got really close to discovering the shaft themselves. And they even marked some of the surrounding stones with, you know, their trademark symbol. It was through studying these old wartime documents that Arthur finally located the site, assuming there to be many, many more structures and full-blown underground cities in this mountain range, which still remains largely unexplored. In 2015, Arthur claims to have made yet another groundbreaking discovery about the shaft and the surrounding region, insisting that he gathers more resources for his expedition ASAP. And literally the next day, he gets hit by a car and passes away. Yeah, for real, I can't make this shit up. Then Viktor Chernobrov, another explorer who accompanied Arthur in many of his explorations, dies of cancer 2 years later. Then 3 more team members involved in the expedition all abruptly pass away within that same time.
It
Yeah.
was just getting
So
good.
I chat GPT'd it, obviously, and this location does exist, and those people did pass away. I guess the bigger question for you guys is, what was it? We've talked about this multiple times, whether it was, aliens or whether it was some ancient technology. And then obviously these guys, I don't think he just randomly got hit by a car. He was probably off for finding something that he's not supposed to know about. So I'm not saying that the Russians killed him, but somebody killed him. And then the cancer could have been like from radiation or whatever in these sites. Yeah. So I'm gonna go with my favorite, probably ancient aliens came down there. I kind of say that the aliens assisted or the gods with the pyramids. So I'm gonna go hard stand 80. Yeah, 80-20. There was aliens. And that's my take. Will, what do you got, brother? You get to be
Oh.
first to shoot as a guest.
Yeah, 100% aliens. That's the Nephilim, kind of the stuff.
100%.
You know, that's all that stuff that's in the book, the Anunnaki, the Watchers, all that stuff. Those were the folks that taught us all the stuff. And a lot of that technology we've forgotten, but we'll get it back. We'll get it back.
Oh, I like it. Buddy, what you got?
I got so many things. First of all, everybody knows that was an old Russian nuclear silo bunker. That's why the guy found it, got hit by a car. That way he couldn't tell anybody else. And leftover radiation gave the other guy cancer. Duh. Second thing I got, maybe if the Nazis.
Wait. Why would they kill him now, though? If he found it, like if they don't use it anymore, like what would be the reason?
Shit under there that the Russian government doesn't
Rid
want
of anything. What are you talking about?
I don't know. I'm just asking questions. Don't get upset.
If you hated Russia right now, they'd hit you with a T-55. Like the first three tanks that would fire at you would be a T-55 with some 13-year-old in it. Anyway, so they don't get rid of anything. So that's one thing. Thing number two. Imagine if the Nazis had spent more time training and doing and deciding to only open up one front at a time and weren't searching for the Holy Grail and like the Ark of the Covenant and
the Grail.
And like, the war is like fought. Like we don't worry about training and like being good at warring. It's probably luck and finding the right knick-knack or paddywhack, and it will make us win.
A lot of stuff that they were looking into, like they were looking into time travel.
They all lost.
Antarctica. They were very curious on what was going on there.
Yeah, maybe they waited until war was over before they started doing it, or did it before they went to war.
The Covenant, maybe that means you're like the world power.
Maybe we have it.
Yeah, we already.
Maybe it was in Iraq. Didn't we cover that conspiracy? I don't know. Conspiracy that we invaded Iraq to go snatch it up, and like
if they were in Iraq,
when the first Iraq war kicked,
wouldn't Iraq have been a world power? Like people,
I don't know
where it was.
You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. It was something. It was something along those
said
lines.
that the Ark of the Covenant was in a Christian church in Ethiopia, and
that's right. The Iraq one was all the things, the ancient plates and everything that had writings on them that were all destroyed as soon as the war kicked off, supposedly in the museums. That was a conspiracy. You're right. And they saw people with headsets in there where they're claiming it was like the U.S. or CIA that were just grabbing all these artifacts and snatching them up out of the museums.
Is the one that's known for grabbing people's artifacts all the time. Like, oh, you want to go see the Great Wall of Babylon? It's in London. Yeah. Yeah.
All those artifacts are in the Smithsonian now, but we derailed from what you were saying, buddy. Yeah. Okay, so you're saying it was just a nuclear facility?
Nuclear facility.
Man, you're usually big on aliens and pyramids. You just kind of ruined that for me.
Nuclear facility? Duh, everybody knows that. Read a book.
I mean, I guess we're going to have to see some. Yeah, I'm with Buddy on this. I think this is all man-made, and I think it's relatively new man-made things. To where they dug out and whatever. But is this anywhere near the Galians?
No.
Okay, so Will, I don't know if you're tracking. There's gay aliens in Russia. Yeah, and one guy had to kill all of his buddies because
that was brutal. That wasn't aliens though. That was a Bigfoot or a Yeti, right?
No, we said that it was Buddy and I said aliens.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
So gay aliens, and then that guy had to kill his buddies so that nobody could prove he was gay and that he slept with aliens. So he killed all the witnesses, and that makes sense. But again, I always go to Hollywood, and this guy literally started just reading the plots of all the Indiana Jones movies.
Correct.
Right? And so, this has already been played out. We've already seen it. The Hitler and the occult going after all that stuff, but. This is 100% radiation in a nuclear site, and Monica's saying that they have to hide these things because scientists don't want people to think ancient civilizations were smarter than us. They are. I mean, there was a lot of things about ancient civilizations that are smarter for sure. But yeah, I think it's 100% man-made. I don't know, there's so much more beautiful things that aliens have built that controlled the power grid, like the Aztecs and the Mayans and those pyramids. This is a shaft, bro. Like, this is just a hole in the wall, in the ground. So
Yeah.
I'm going man-made.
Okay. All right. Good take. Anybody in the chat? Anybody got anything else?
Let's see here. Tom
Nope.
says, where would
Okay.
you hide the most advanced technology in the world? Yeah, I'd
Hide
put
it
it in
under
DC.
the nose of the dumbest people in the world because no one would look there.
I think that is the plot of National Treasure, actually.
Decided in the Epstein file.
It is.
Decided in the Epstein files. It'll never come out.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Did you see all the politicians are saying the reason they're not releasing the congressional rape files is because it might hurt the victims? It's like,
Bro.
like you're
We're
using
so
the
past
same
that.
excuse.
And again, this is not, me just targeting the right. This is I'm just all of them. They're all guilty, in my opinion. I mean, we could go on this one, but like we don't even need to go. Don't derail me on the Epstein stuff. That should actually legitimately
I think
pisses me off.
I commented on Cook's post. I'm like, Chuckles and I told you so. I'm like, I'm telling you, these ain't getting released, bro. These are all the people that like it ain't happening.
Yeah.
Like
all the this has been going on.
Like, remember when there was actual like, hey, we're gonna do something about this like a long time ago, and all these actors started jumping ship and like leaving the country, and then they probably got told, man, you can come back. Ain't nobody releasing them motherfuckers.
It's crazy, man.
So like
it's like the biggest cover up in history, man. Like it's
modern times for sure.
Yeah,
for sure. All guilty. I'm with you, Tom.
We could do a whole episode on that one day. I'd love to like go on air and talk about it a little bit.
We're going to. We're just too lazy to do it. We were gonna have an open mic on it and help you out because
we should.
We need. Buddy and I were worried about your mental health, so we wanted to do an open mic.
My mental health is good. I just wish more people would speak up. Speak up on it, and not be too scared to speak up on it.
All right. Well, I'm glad Monica's on because it kind of goes into the Book of Earl, and it's again after 4 years you're going to have some repeats, but every once in a while people just forget what's written in the greatest book of all time. All right, like the real Bible, which is the Book of Earl. And
wow, that is blasphemous. That's a lot.
It is.
Just did a lot.
It's not though. It is. It's not though. So
Jesus.
Yeah. I mean, how do we know that it's not ordained, buddy? How do you know it's not ordained?
I am ordained, actually.
I know you are. Yeah, ordained in gay alien marriages.
Nope. Regular ones. I've already done 2.
I know you have.
Yeah.
But this is going back. Way back in the Book of Earls, the Earl Scrolls, all right, the Dead Earl Scrolls, going way back, all right, to where thou must never disenfranchise. All right, I think Buddy might already know where I'm going with this, but disenfranchisement is one of the worst things you can do to people, right? And this is where I get into it with Dave a lot, and I get into it with other veterans out there, where it's like, as a veteran, hey, careful. All right. Again, I say this before. You don't. Oh, there goes Will. You don't speak for all veterans. So as a veteran, go fuck yourself. All right. So and they say you just have to be careful because I don't want you to disenfranchise people. And seeing as it's March, actually, I think is Women's History Month. All right. The Earl Scroll. Yeah. Monica probably, her and that group of feisty female veterans that we had at the beginning of Veteran Trash Talk, who again fell into the stereotype and couldn't organize their own podcast because they couldn't get coordinated with each other, just kept fighting each other. But I was wondering, why do we have to celebrate Women's History Month? Like, is it me as the white patriarch male, right? Like, why are we celebrating this? And it's like, because, we need to put to the forefront of what we've accomplished because we don't get the same type of recognition that we should for the things that we've done. And I'm like, okay, that makes a little bit more sense. But I've learned a lot from them. But this kind of going on to the Iran thing, which is where I was hoping we'd have the shirt up by now, Dave. Do we know where that shirt is?
Nope.
So fight like the women of Iran. All right. That was a cool shirt that we made back in the day when they were protesting.
Yeah, Megan made that one. Megan designed that.
Yeah. So let's get that one back up there. See, here you go, Adriel. Why does everyone get a month except us cis white men? Yeah, that's what I'm saying, bro. No. again, there's certain months that whatever, yeah, let's do it. But like I just witnessed it last night where, and you'll see this if you follow any cross country track meets, all these kind of things, they'll combine the women's JV and varsity team in events, and you'll have like 30 teams on one track. And then right after that, the boys JVs will go and the boys varsity will go, and they'll all have their own lanes, right? Because let's be honest, it's a little more exciting. They're a little faster than the girls, all right? But you just see it smash it together. But what am I supposed to do? All right, here's where the Book of Roll comes into play. What do I do about it? All right, the answer is not much. Okay, I coach my children, doesn't matter what sex they are, but might happen to be female, that it's your job to go do something about it. All right, it's your job to speak up. It's your job, right? The minute that you think that you got to do something for somebody else and speak for them, and they don't have a voice, it's because you're taking it away. All right, there have been people in history that didn't have a voice, right? And they needed other people to stand up for them. But in this country, women have a voice. All right, veterans have a voice. And if you want to do anything, you empower them. You don't say I'm doing something for them. You don't disenfranchise them. And what triggered me in this past couple of weeks, past couple of days actually, when Iran started getting bombed after Iran murdered how many people, buddy? What's the number?
It was anywhere from 7 to 30,000, and like
7 to 30,000 people. Right?
7.
And who came to the rescue of the poor Iranians getting bombed? Fucking white liberal women, bro. And again, there's no such thing as a white liberal man. They're just gay. Okay, so that's just what that is. I'm just putting that out there, right? Like it is what it is, right? Okay. The most dangerous person in the world when it comes to disenfranchising, and I'm going to say it out loud, all right, is the white female liberal. Okay, all right. Why don't you go fight for Iran?
That's a super.
Why don't you get over there and go save them?
I'd say that's a super original thought, but Malcolm X came up with it about 40, 50 years ago.
I know. He didn't say it by women because
he just said all
women couldn't talk. He just said white liberals.
Yeah.
But that's if you don't see how disenfranchisement is disastrous to people, all right, just check yourself. All right, check yourself. All right, you ain't speaking for everybody. All right, and just like I ain't speaking for every veteran. All right? You're speaking for yourself. All right, and it's okay. It's okay not to like bombing Iran. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that opinion. I'm okay with not wanting to start a war. But oh my God, don't dress up
don't dress up in your Marine outfit and run in.
And
be bitchy because you broke your arm when you were getting pulled out. Also, don't dress up in your Marine outfit if all over your Facebook is you claiming you're Palestinian with your Muslim looking. Well, you've made your wife cosplay as a Muslim woman. Like, come on, man.
No, that's a fact. Yeah, that guy. Like, yeah, again, that was clickbait, and he wore a uniform, and it disenfranchises veterans and Marines.
Yeah,
like now all of a sudden we all think like that Looney Tunes shitbag.
There's a bunch of you could see a bunch of other veterans that just because he's a veteran, like it blows my mind that we will like if no matter what their action was or what they did, but because they're a veteran, like people will come to their will argue for them. Because they earn the right to say whatever they want or do whatever they want. You didn't. You volunteered to do a job.
When you're in, was he still active duty?
No. This douchebag. He's out there in front of the building before he goes in there going, "Free Palestine." Dude, chotch bag.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, but then you go and you're like other veterans are like they shouldn't have broke his arm and they shouldn't. You shouldn't go into a public meeting, cause a disturbance, and then not leave. And if you're going to dress like you're some kind of veteran warrior, they're going to treat you like that, and they're going to be rough with you because that's what you're portraying. So you take your broken arm, like grab your wife's headband and splint it or do whatever, and then keep it moving. Like, sorry, not sorry. Like, yeah, you get to have whatever opinion you want, but don't.
I was gonna say that. Yeah, you can
It's your
100% like have your opinion.
don't
Like
have
that's
to say-
perfectly fine, and you can say you're a veteran and have an opinion. But yeah, wearing the uniform, like I mean, that's kind of like we all know that's just like I don't know. That's just a no go anyway. I mean, when you're in, you don't do that.
You know, Dave,
Period.
you had a
That's,
good video.
like against
It's
regulation.
great to ask. You had a good video, Dave, where you said, it's good to ask why, to question things. So,
Oh, you're talking about my last TikTok? Where
Yeah,
people were that was good though. Like,
it was. I just
and
said
I
it
didn't
was a
say
good one.
as
Holy
a
shit!
veteran.
Holy shit! So, like, if you got somebody saying, a veteran, and I'm like, why are you saying you're a veteran?
Yeah.
Why?
Did you see motherfuckers asking me what my MOS was? I'm like, what does that have to do with anything right now? Like, sure.
Well,
That
now we
video,
got
man.
Deal on there. Like, I loved it when his arm snapped in half. It was glorious. All right, yeah, Dave, yeah, we get it. you don't agree with the guy, so you're happy he was hurt, dude. That was a nasty break.
Yeah.
Like that was unfortunate.
Dave Deal's a typical right fanatic, absolute
Rhino,
fucking
baby,
psycho.
Rhino time. Yeah, I like it. We love Deal. I mean, like I said, Deal correctively trained me for months, not knowing who I was, so it was fine.
Yeah.
I did a lot of push-ups for Dave. Like,
You did. Anyhow.
But yeah, it's like, again, why are we saying that, like, as a veteran? Like, and
Yeah.
why?
Well, because it's an argument that appeals to authority and or experience. You're using your veteran status to put you beyond reproach for whatever your opinion happens to be.
Yeah.
That's the academic way of saying what you're doing.
Yeah, and then I saw something. Let's see here. We got a lot. Please. Wait again. Okay. All right. Will, that's a lot.
Oh, Monica, no, I agree. Let that guy talk. Just I agree that he shouldn't have been in uniform, but let him talk.
Yeah, I mean, he wore the uniform for clickbait,
like,
Monica.
Who gives a shit?
He wore the uniform
That's the
for
point
clickbait.
of it, Monica. Nothing to do with like what he spoke up against. I have my take on Palestine as well, but
there's another thing that people have to realize. You do have the freedom of speech, but it doesn't alleviate you from the responsibility of the consequences of what you say.
100%.
Yeah, and how you say it. Like, yeah, you could say whatever you want, and he could have gone in there and said whatever he wanted to say, but instead he went in and caused like a ruckus, if you will.
Which is a misdemeanor in most cities, actually, which is an arrestable offense. Right?
Yeah.
So if you cause a disturbance,
he wasn't being physically assaulted; he was being physically detained because he was going to jail. But you can't go into a public meeting and start screaming and hollering. That's why they have cops there.
Monica said, "What? Yeah, physically assaulted with someone you disagree with." I haven't seen the video, so I don't know. Like if he was like
removing from the building, and then he put his arm in the door to hold himself.
Snap, bro.
He was resisting. He was resisting.
But yeah, he was resisting being removed.
Stop resisting. Yeah.
Went in and was screaming and yelling.
Yeah.
They
scream at each other all the time. So Monica, as somebody who myself was somebody who goes to these like school board meetings, these town halls, and gets excited, gets angry. You only get 2 minutes to talk, right? And when your 2 minutes is up, if you stay up there and don't get off, there's a fucking cop right there that will come tackle your ass and take you out of the building, right? There's
Alan, I'm sure we can try to get him on the show so we can hear his side of the story. I mean,
his name is Valhalla. Did he jump off the cliff? That's what Buddy's going to ask. Did he actually jump off the cliff and drink the blood of his enemies? So, I don't know.
Anywho.
He didn't have the floor. And
That's
he was so
nuts today.
Yeah, even Simple Jack's got the right answer. Again, he did that for clickbait. That's all he did it for.
Right? Yeah, just because you're a veteran doesn't mean you get to do what you don't get to do whatever you want.
Yeah.
Will, what you got, Will? What you got on this, Will?
Look, you guys have hit the nail on the head. You can't come in a military uniform and speak out of place. If you're put in the military uniform, it's actually the opposite. You better stand up straighter. You better be patriotic. You better be doing the right things. I look, you guys have said it enough. It's unfortunate he shouldn't have been there.
Yeah.
And again, he got his opinion out, and then he got told to leave. Like, you got it out. Yeah. Well, there's a lot of the whole anti-Semitism stuff going on right now. We can get to that in a different show. Yeah. So it is what it is.
Well, I've seen a lot of people that like it's actually scary how much because it doesn't matter what anybody does.
So,
it doesn't matter what.
Just get to our guests now.
It doesn't matter what they're like. It's like I've never seen the amount of people that are like it doesn't like literally it's raining outside today. It would not be crazy if I went on Facebook and saw a post about how Israel caused it to rain today. Like it's insane. Like people.
Yeah, hey, we got to get to the guests, but I do want to talk to Adriel's comment. He goes, "Why don't they tackle people?" But we
could do a whole show on that too.
Yeah.
Why don't they tackle people on the Senate floor and like again? If you go back in time when real men and there weren't any women yet, but there are real women now that could fill those shoes. But
tackle
real men
floor. Senators.
He's saying, why can't it be like that? Like, why can't we see that now? And I go, the only way slavery was actually made constitutionally illegal was because somebody went up and knocked out the fucking senator that was filibustering it. All right, so it's happened before. They used to duel each other when they had arguments on Senate floors. Like, hey, let's go out there and shoot it out, homie. Like,
war should be handled too. The two presidents just duel it out,
Buddy, introduce the guest.
First Sergeant Will Marshall, who does I don't know, is it a podcast, Will, or is it just show? Okay, so he does a podcast called Marshall in the Middle, Heroes I Know, getting our stories out. So Will was a ADA guy. Was a first sergeant, and he's a lot. It was like a list. He had a whole list of things he was a first sergeant in, from B Battery, 2-1 ADA, all the way down. A bunch of other ones went to Korea. But Will, tell us about your about the podcast and about getting stories out for people.
Hey guys, thanks for having me on.
Yeah, welcome.
Thanks for having me on. I really appreciate it. Back in 2016, my wife's buddy called me, or my buddy's wife called me and said, "Hey, Fuddy's in the hospital. He can't remember anything." And he was my jump master buddy. We went, we were both Advanced Airborne School Black Hats together on Fort Bragg as part of the 82nd. And
the Airborne School, by the way, the Advanced Airborne School.
Yeah, the division.
Yeah, there you go. So he
own it for jump master. Not a huge deal. A lot of people don't know that.
Dave's not a jump master, but Buddy and I are.
Wow! Raise your hand if you are.
Raise your hand if you're a jump master.
Oh, Dave!
Put your hand down.
Put your hand. Hey,
It was a joke. I said I got my 90-day card, and then I went to recruiting.
As a jump master, you need to be quiet.
This is the only one valid.
All right. So anyway, he and I followed our careers together. He did everything ahead of me, and I learned from his mistakes. But long story short, she called me and said, "Hey, he's got a brain tumor. He can't remember what he did yesterday." And so at that time, I had retired, and I was selling body armor to law enforcement guys. I had a 5-state territory on the Southeast, and I had just got my truck equipped with cameras like police cars would have. And so I had all these cameras and cool microphones and stuff. And so I called him one day and I tried to get all the stories. He was still in the hospital, but I called him and tried to get all the stories I could get out of him. And I got about 20 minutes out of him, and we were talking, and that started something where I ended up calling all my Army buddies and people that I knew, and I made a podcast called Heroes I Know. It's been going since 2016. And I've interviewed over 200 people, my pastor, my Sunday school teacher, my mom, my dad, my squad leader, my platoon sergeant. And what we do is we created a little box here, and it's got a coin inside, and everybody's got a serial number on their coin. And, and then I got a titanium thumb drive. that we put their story in, so that if the Russians attack and it gets run over by a tank, it's titanium and it'll last, you know. But the idea is simply to get our stories told before we're too old or too sick to tell them. You know, I talked to my buddy Maggot the other day. He's still with us. He's doing great. He still has kind of his memory problems here and there, but the tumor's not growing anymore, and he's doing okay. And I'm going to go visit him soon. You know, but you know, so we've done over 200 interviews, and it's at Marshall in the Middle on YouTube, Marshall in the Middle on Facebook, and at marshallinthemiddle.com. And you know, it's just a fun thing to do, kind of a hobby. And the idea is that we're all a hero to somebody, right? Everybody is somebody's hero. And one of the things that happened, go ahead.
One thing, Will, Dave is not anybody's hero. He's not a jump master or a ranger. So if you could just
I thought you were going to say Jeffrey. I thought you were going to say Jeffrey Epstein is nobody's hero, but go ahead.
No, it's just
I'm
you,
pretty
Dave.
sure
I know you
Jeffrey
don't want to
Epstein is a
talk
jump
about
master.
him.
So-
He's probably tied to people you like or support. Go
Pretty
ahead.
sure he's a jump master. So yeah.
So over the years, you know, I've done these interviews, and some of them have been live, some of them have been taped and recorded, some of them last an hour, some of them last 3 hours. But the idea just really is to get our stories told before we're too old or too sick to tell them. I've had 3 now people that have passed away that I have done interviews with, that we've been able to use the stuff. One recently, my best buddy just passed out in El Paso. We just kind of found out. It's really kind of fresh. But his sister just went and recovered his body and is bringing it back home to North Carolina. We're going to have a service up there, probably in Sampson, North Carolina, here within the next week or so. Back, you know, close to the center of the universe there in Fort Bragg. But that's it. That's the story of heroes I know. I got a lot of hobbies. I play guitar, harmonica. I got a little singing group. I fly drones. You know, those kinds of things.
Where do you fly? Where do you fly drones, Will?
Oh, so I had a little drone business. I got my Part 107. I had a thermal drone, Mavic 3T, and I found a lot of deer for a couple years, about 4 years. As a matter of fact, you can go to All American Adventures, a YouTube channel about all of my adventures with my Mavic 3T drone. I also fly FPV drones. I got too many FPV drones. I got lots, and I love flying them and soldering on them and fixing those guys.
Yeah. So what would you say your most memorable interview was, Will?
So I had one of my former students. I was his officer basic course instructor. He retired as a captain, and he told me the interview about how he won his Silver Star in Iraq. And he told me that interview, and we went through it piece by piece, both of us in tears. And, you know, he talked about losing his soldiers. And there's several other interviews. I have an interview with one of my soldiers who put a gun to her head, and thank God she just grazed herself. And she missed, you know. And I have soldiers that told me about what, you know, when she almost got put on fire. She got doused in gasoline and thrown in a closet. I've had soldiers that tell me about when they got shot from a bad guy in Syria on a rooftop. I've got lots of stories, boy, you know, lots of mentors, lots of mentions of names of people along the way that helped them. And many of my stories, there's not a lot of the YouTube videos that have a lot of views, but they're meaningful when the family realizes that they're out there, especially when their loved one has passed. Like recently.
That's what I was going to say. In today's digital age, I mean, this is something that can be passed on for generations and generations. I love that, especially having it on a thumb drive, you know, like your kids, you know. That's really solid.
I went on your YouTube page when we first started chatting via email, and you know your YouTube videos do better than ours for sure. But yeah,
it's because Buzzy doesn't shut up.
Huh?
No, I'll say it's because Buddy doesn't shut up.
Yeah. We keep getting kicked off of YouTube, but we do all right on Facebook, I guess. But no, what I wanted to, what does it do for you in these stories? Because, when we started promoting veterans and first responders and finding out who's doing great things, and then same thing, we've had some guests on that told stories that were just wild. And then we had, something that we thought was going to be boring and turned out to be really awesome. But what does it do for you? Because we always say this is our therapy every Saturday. Like, I always come out of this show, refreshed and everything like that. Even when Monica's in there on the chat yelling at me, all right, I still come out, even stronger. So what does it do for you when you're interviewing these heroes?
One of the things that I'm trying to do is to get them to tell a timeless story. I'm trying to not talk about anything that's going on today. I'm trying to talk to them about when they were young, what shaped them, who mentored them, how they got to where they're at. Most of the folks that I talk to are at the grandparent level. I believe when you become a grandparent, you look at life from a different level, and also
Not ready for that yet. Not ready for that yet. But go ahead, I got it.
I also try to get folks that are out of the military, that have retired. It seems like the interviews that I had, and I've had several active duty interviews. Some of my best performing interviews were active duty. Brigadier General Breedenkamp interviewed with me not long ago. He is a star. I love that guy. And but the biggest thing that I get out of it is that I get a complete story from the beginning to the end, and we can take up to 3 hours. There's no necessarily any time constraints. We take breaks if necessary. I don't do them all live. Some of them I do tape. It just kind of depends on the person and what we've got going on. I've got 4 or 5 that are private only, that are not on YouTube. I have a law enforcement professional in North Carolina that talks of a shooting that he was involved with that was deeply personal for him, and just remembering the story and his decision of having to pull the trigger was absolutely amazing. But again, I try to get the stories told before we're too old or too sick to tell them, because we're just one doctor visit away from stage 4 cancer. Right? We show up to the doctor, we walk in, they go, "Oh, your pee's looking kind of funny. Why don't you come on back to this room?" And you walk out the door and you got stage 4 cancer. And all of a sudden, all of those jovial kinds of stories that you might be willing to tell go out the window, at least for a long time.
It's crazy. That literally 6 months ago, shout out to rest in peace, Sergeant Major Henderson. He was my first sergeant, then he became my brigade sergeant major. He retired, and then like a week later went to a doctor's office because his head was like his headaches and everything. And then 2 months later he was gone. But they brought him back into the military to help with the medical aspect, which was amazing. So the Army took care of him, but just like that, and he was a healthy guy. He was a runner and everything. Just he didn't see it coming.
Yeah. Buddy, you got to turn your phone off. It keeps
I know what
pinging.
you're talking about. That's not me.
Yeah, that's yours.
Don't get me started on vegetable oil and cancer. Right? I definitely think.
Let's hear it.
Well, look. Our country has been allowing us to poison ourselves to big business.
True.
They have taken all of this processed seed oil and they fed it to us. They called it oleo and canola oil and all kinds of crap. But I'm going to tell you, all of that stuff started happening when we went away from natural foods. When my grandma stopped cooking with normal stuff and started going to the grocery store and buying things out of the grocery store, that's when cancer started.
Lard. Gotta get that lard back in us. You know what?
You got to keep the pharmaceutical industries alive. You can't have a healthy population. Fucking pharmacies will go, big pharma will go bankrupt.
Cat Williams said something on his comedy special. It's like everybody was talking about cholesterol. Turns out your brain is cholesterol, like 100%. It's cholesterol. Like, oh, well, that makes sense.
Yeah, we're pretty bad.
Yeah, that's
when it
something
comes to health.
we can get into on another show too. But I like that because there is a lot to that where, and it was the corn lobbyists, right? That got into like the high fructose corn syrup. right? The ethanol and gas, like the war on hemp, right? To where they started introducing a lot of these seed oils and stuff like that. And, you know, again, I love the one clip. It goes around. It's pretty viral on social media about breakfast is the most important meal of the day. Like when Kellogg started that theory, that line, right? That slogan. But most people, not that we know anything about it. We do know a little bit about it in the military. We don't eat breakfast till 9:30 in the morning in the military after we do 2 hours of PT, right?
Yep.
2 hours of work, right? A lot of people who were eating breakfast, like the farmers, they were up at 3:30 and they're eating breakfast at like 9. They've already done 6 hours of work, and that's why they're eating. But yeah, this whole breakfast is the most important meal of the day thing. Oh man, we get into that too. But brah, eating cornflakes.
We also have the most fast food restaurants out of any country, I think, in the like everywhere.
But even fast food wasn't that terrible for you when they were making it with other stuff.
Well, if you go to other, but that's the thing. Like if you, so we make it like it's a practice. It's like a thing. Whenever we go to a different country, we go to McDonald's in that country to see what it tastes like. Every McDonald's in every other country is better than American McDonald's.
1,000%.
The beef tastes like beef because it's beef. Like legally, it has to be just beef.
It's not
Like, yeah, the tomatoes taste like tomato. The
like goes bad if you
snozberries taste like snozberries. It's wild. It really is crazy that like the like yeah, and the chicken nuggets are made of chicken.
Yeah,
I've never seen a chicken that had bubbles in it. Like when you rip open a McDonald's chicken nugget in America, and there's like a void, like a little bubble, and you're like, well, that's not.
I haven't had McDonald's in forever. We don't really get that here. But yeah, I mean,
in and out last night.
I don't know what it is like in France, but like the McDonald's in Germany, it's like it just seems way more fresh.
Yeah, they even have like their own little section that's got like a fresh like bakery area, and then like, well, that's the other thing is that breakfast.
No, Brian, high fructose corn syrup is poison. Seed oil is poison. McDonald's is delicious.
Breakfast is probably one of the most important meals of the day, but science has shown that you're supposed to eat protein and fiber for breakfast, not carbs and sugar, which
fat, lard.
Yeah, part of a nutrition.
Tell you, too many eggs are bad for you. You know, that's completely flipped the script now. You know, like I have 2 to 3 hard-boiled eggs in the morning. Like, and that's.
But this is what we talk about. You know, when we do the conspiracies, and in the beginning of the show, where it's like, hey, what is America mad about now? What's the new thing? Just look how quickly now with social media, like the new trend spreads. Like this is what we're all mad about. This is what we're all now eating, and then you got some old guy going, "That's why you're all fat." It's like we got Will here getting mad at everybody. No, see, Will, that's why our logo is a dumpster fire with beers over, man. We don't know what the hell we're going to talk about. Let's see here. What are
you just derailed us?
Fast food.
Yeah.
And Adriel's watching the show for the first time, and he loves it. That's right, Adriel. This is a great time.
It's Brian. Yes.
Whataburger? Yeah. I like In-N-Out. That shit is fresh. In-N-Out's not bad.
The shared account.
That's Brian.
Yeah,
I know Brian. I know a Brian Kitchens.
Yeah.
Is it? Huh?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Does he have a joint Facebook page because he was unfaithful? Oh, yeah. I'm not saying that's why you have it, but just saying like that's the rumor.
Anyhow,
is that a chapter in the Book of Earl?
It is. Thou must never join Facebook pages.
Yes, ever. Yeah, because then you got
everybody knows what you did now. Everybody.
A, there's that, and B, now we have to fight over how you screwed up my algorithm with your kittens and bullshit. Like I'm trying to look at like dark humor and fucking like combat videos, and you're out here like every other one is some kitten. Nah.
Yeah, but let's talk to Will about that weird stuff in the background. Like, what is like the red guidon and that like weird like shield back there? Is that like what is it? Were you a typewriter?
No, I wasn't a typewriter. I have so that's my Bravo battery 2188 guide-on from when I was a first sergeant. I got a 82nd flag that I've taken to a bunch of the reunions for a bunch of my guys, and a bunch of them have signed it. I have the Audacia. That's a crest that's made by my buddy Ron DeRochers. He's got a Facebook page and everything he sells on Facebook, but he does a lot of 82nd paraphernalia and stuff. I got that from him. I've also got my Master Wings and 82nd patch over here that's off camera. Here's my book.
Put that on camera because you should brag about 82nd before you brag about artillery. Yeah.
Here's my book, Entangled at 4,000. It's just a book of short stories, but the Entangled at 4,000 is a story where me and PFC friend exited a C-141 over Holland drop zone back in 1988 at the same time from the opposite doors, and ended up discussing what type of parachute landing fall we were going to make before our parachutes even opened. And
so you're the reason I had to memorize that paragraph in Jump Master School. Okay. Yeah.
There you go. So but there's a whole bunch of other stories in here. It's just a collection of short stories. You know, you can get it on Amazon. It's like $13, but it's just something. Basically, my wife at one point took a collection of all the essays and things that I had written and made a book for me. As a matter of fact, I think I got it right here. No. But she made a handmade book for me with an 82nd patch on the front. And then I took those essays and turned them into this. It's self-published. I normally take Amazon? Yeah, you can go on Amazon. Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah, cool.
And
yeah, we're definitely gonna look.
Yeah, we didn't know anything about the book, brother. That's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
This was a weird courtship when I was trying to get him on the show. I was like, it was a Hero Front podcast. No, I forget what was that? I already forget what the Will is a Good Dude by Mark Stoddard.
Yeah, that's my buddy. So Mark and I love Mark, dude. I love Mark. Mark's a jump master. He's
that boy Mark.
Lots of clout.
Is everybody a jump master except Dave?
I left you 82nd.
Yeah,
pretty sure everyone is a jump master. Everybody you're talking about, jump master. Dave is the only one. That makes you neat.
That's for recruiting.
Yeah.
Not offended.
Just imagine how cool of a recruiter you could have been if you had a wreath and a star.
That is true. Yeah, all I had was my.
Little shocking story for you, Dave.
I got my gold recruiter badge though, and I got my recruiting.
The reason
because you were in the Fayetteville station.
You know
I got those when I was in
walked
Phoenix
in and signed up because they were living in Fayetteville.
The reason I went to the 82nd was because of a jump master recruiter who was doing door checks in the MEP station and kept calling us all legs and pussies, and I was like, nah, dog. I bet I do make it. I bet you're not talking to me, chump.
Yeah.
So
where's he at now?
Yeah, Matt. Yeah, he retired and he probably didn't remember that the day after it happened.
I have a few stories about those kinds of things. When I was in MEPS, me and my buddy McDade, we were outside smoking a cigarette. We just signed up to be Vulcaneers, and we were out in a little smoking area, and we were going to be a Vulcaneer, 20 millimeter Vulcan cannon, air defense guys.
What's that thing that was on the Humvee that used to drive around? Had two guns on the side of it, and would drive around the drop zone.
So that's an Avenger.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Right.
Yeah,
so I started out as
I was 7 years old, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the guy comes out and he's got Master Wings on his chest, and McDade and I are smoking a cigarette, and he smokes one too. And he's putting it out, and he looks both of us in the eye, and he goes, which one of you guys going airborne? And I looked at him, and I didn't know what it was. We just kind of gave him a blank stare. We're kids, And he goes, well, if you ain't airborne, you ain't shit. And he walked inside. And boy, me and McDade, man, we ran inside. We went to our recruiters. We'd looked at the little video discs, and we'd picked out our job. And both of us ran in there, and we said, we want to be airborne. And he goes, did you get the airborne physical thing? And we're like, no. And they went down there and looked in our ears and whatever, and he stamped us good, and we went airborne. We went to the 82nd, after that. And I had a great time in the 82nd. I spent 13 out of 20 years there. I had a lot of time on the street on Ardennes. I was the NCO of the year for the 82nd in 92. I was the jump master of the year for the 82nd in 99. I wrote edition 5 of the ASOP as part of the Advanced Airborne School. I just really had a blast there. I deployed to Kosovo with 2505.
So did Buddy.
Buddy did too. So did Buddy.
In 99?
Yeah. So we went to Albania and then we road marched.
And then we raced the Marines up to Kosovo. Which town were you in?
We just made a connection.
Yeah, we were in Urošević.
Yeah. We ended up going to Urošević, then Stripsy, then a couple other places. Yeah.
Yeah, we were on the same ground, dude. I was an air defense platoon sergeant. I had the Avengers. We had Stinger missiles like crazy. We had our grenades. We were ready to go, buddy.
You were driving while Buddy was walking.
Well, I had a big old LMTV, dude. And I had a driver that had left. So it's a long story about me. But I was the NCO of the year that year. And I was in the middle of the competition when my platoon got selected. We were going and I was in the middle of the competition. And my unit ended up leaving without me so I could finish the NCO of the year competition.
You didn't miss anything.
Right. And then so I joined them in Albania. But in the meantime, my damn driver deployed over there without his friggin' glasses. And so when I got over there, I couldn't figure out why he kept running off the damn road. So I ended up having to fire him. And so I'm over there driving that big old damn LMTV and trying to figure it all out.
In Kosovo is definitely could be bad for your health. They have a lot of landmines out there when we were there.
Yeah. Hey, Will, so we're all 2P guys. We all met in 2P together. So are you going to be at the 2P? Are you going to be at the H- reunion here in May?
So I had thought seriously about going up to All-American Week again this year. I had planned on it.
Yeah, we're doing a reunion after the week after. So I'm going to invite you to it because if you got 2P Kosovo blood, you're coming.
Hey, all right. Love it.
I still don't think Buddy was there. So he was never there.
I was there.
Stolen valor.
Bravo Company was
There's a lot of questionable things about Buddy.
I was Charlie Company at the time. Not a huge deal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome. What a
Kalinowski. Whatever happened to Sergeant Major K?
You know what? I don't know. That was a sad story anyway. That was because his son killed himself there.
Boom.
I didn't know that.
Oh yeah. Kalinowski went to visit him, and then right after he visited him, he fucking smoked himself.
Oh man.
Yeah. I thought he would. I don't know what happened to him. I thought he went to range control, but I wasn't real sure. We had Sergeant Major Robinson at the time when we were there, and he was an awesome dude, Ranger Regiment guy.
Yeah, he went on to do great things. He's absolutely amazing for sure.
Great guy. Yep.
Well, Buddy, hit us with the AAR. Let's get out of here. I got to go watch Austin P get smoked.
All right, let's see. First thing was the conspiracy. Both Will and Dave are fantasizing that it's some kind of weird pyramid energy structure.
Alien sex toys.
It's a 1963 Russian missile silo that they just still want hidden. That's where they're hiding all the nukes that they told Reagan they were getting rid of. They didn't. They don't ever get rid of anything. Anywho, then the Book of Burl. Don't disenfranchise people. Basically, don't say that you're going to be frickin' because you were a vet that you have all of our opinion. You don't. You've got your own opinion. You don't need to preface it by saying you're a veteran. And then we had Marshall. Will Marshall from Marshall in the Middle. So you can check it out at Marshall in the Middle at YouTube or marshallinthemiddle.com. But he's doing interviews with regular guys and telling their stories so that we can keep it for forever. Well, as long as we have power. As long as we have power, we can keep the stories.
Chris just put the link to his book in the chat too.
There you go. And yeah, check out his book, which is Entangled at 4,000. And we're not going to talk about why you were at 4,000.
Yeah, why were you at 4,000 feet?
Why were you at 4,000?
1,000, 2,000, 3,000.
4,000 count. You got us there. You got us there.
Yeah.
Nice.
Thinking AGL. Like that's high for being entangled.
High, yeah.
Anywho, so check out his book, check out his podcast, and last but not least, it's always good to just make sure that you remember that everybody's a jump master but Dave. So that's it.
I didn't even hear what you said.
Everybody's a master but you.
Okay.
It's important for people to know that.
Yeah. I also left
remember
80
that.
seconds.
Write it down.
I don't even know if you counted to 4,000.
I didn't know you could go to jump master school.
Hey, buddy, at the reunion, is he allowed to sit at the same table as like the
No,
adult?
it'll be a smaller, shorter one. It's a shorter one.
Oh
yeah,
my
sit at the
God.
kids'
The table.
Yeah.
The basic jump wings table. It's like there's 3 different ones, and they have progressively. Hey, they'll have cheese pizza. You'll be good. Cheese pizza.
Yeah. We'll cut the crust off the peanut butter and jelly sandwich for you.
Oh,
Well, let's not lie. I'm gonna go get you some Crustables.
that's good. This is good. This is good. This is good.
This is good. All right, Dave. Let's give Will the last word before Dave closes this out.
Hey, thanks for having me on, guys. It's great to meet y'all. Two Panther, heck yeah, right?
Hell yeah.
I do a podcast on Monday mornings from the center of the universe at the corner of Long Street and Ardennes. So check that out on my channel on Marshall in the Middle on YouTube. I hope that maybe one of these days you guys will be guests on there. And also do a Wednesday night show called the NBC Room with me and my old NBC sergeant. We talk about current events and projects and things that are going on. So y'all check out Marshall in the Middle on YouTube. Subscribe. Thanks for having me, guys.
Boom. Hey, thanks for coming on. And if you tune in late, go to VeteranTrashTalk.com. Check out our website, which has the links to everything. Go to shop.VeteranTrashTalk.com. You can buy our awesome merch. Nick's wearing one of our OG shirts, Veteran Trash Talk. I'm wearing Remember the Fallen. And then, of course, Airborne. Scan that QR code right there and get your shirt.
Only you get that one.
Go ahead, buddy.
Dave, you can get that one.
Get that one.
Dave, you're allowed to wear that one.
You're allowed to wear that one.
Thank you. Thank you, guys. I am not a jump master. Yeah. I have my airborne wings, though. Thank you. Love y'all. We'll see you guys next Saturday. Facebook WTTL. Boom.